Well, ladies and gentlemen, it has happened. I am recording on my phone, by the way. My GoPro is giving me so many weird issues, like, it's just being a pain. But this is really weird. But anyway, my name is Mark Road, and I'm staring right at myself on the phone right now, but the camera's over here. Uh, and in today's video, if you're new here, you're not going to care about this at all, but I am selling one of my cars. As you guys know, my first car was a PT Cruiser. I had recently sold that around a couple months ago for $600. And the reason why I sold that is I just needed more space. I wasn't allowed to hold 3 cars at the house that I live in right now, which is my parents' house. And I wasn't buying a house quick enough to get, to keep the car. So I sold it for $600. It was just my daily since 2018. I was an 18-year-old kid, got it, dailied it for 4 years, almost 5, honestly. And so I didn't really mind, those $600. But today, we sold another one. And we'll talk all about the reasons and everything after the video. I, again, forgot my GoPro, and even if I did bring it, it probably wouldn't have worked because it's giving me so many issues lately. So the quality is a little weird, and I'm going to be 100% honest, this video is not that entertaining unless you actually care about my life and my cars. But I obviously had to get it out here because you guys have to know it's a big update. But yeah, I officially sold one of my cars. Also, this camera quality is way better than my GoPro quality, and the mic quality is kind of the same, so I honestly might just record on my phone from now on. Let me know if you guys like this quality better, because I honestly kind of like it, and I don't have to worry about, like, downloading it and all that stuff from my GoPro. I might just record from my phone. We'll see, because this is actually not that bad, but it also did make me realize I really need to shave. It looks horrible. Like, in a high-quality camera, it looks awful, so I'm gonna shave, but anyway, here's the video. Sorry for wasting 2 minutes of your time. Let's go. She's leaving. Man, he's gonna be here any minute to take it, and man, I don't know if I want to see it go. I had to empty it out and everything. I got all the parts to it and the Integra right now and everything like that. That's just a bag of change. Look how much change I had in that car. Oh my god, I look like a kid going trick-or-treating. It's a weird feeling because I love this car. It was my first sports car, obviously, as you guys know. And so, like, I don't want to see it go, but at the same time, it opens a lot of doors with this thing gone. There it goes, boys. There she goes. God, these guys, oh my, I hate to, like, it was a sad day, man. The Z is gone. No. Oh no. Goodbye, Z. Oh. Oh. So there she goes. It is like 4 p.m. It's already getting dark. I hate that about winter. And it just feels weird, man. Like, there's an empty spot here. It used to be my Z. Oh, no. I'm already feeling upset about it, man. Hopefully the guy will take care of it. Hopefully he'll figure out the problems that I can't figure out, and he'll have fun with it, and it'll go on to a better place. It's just not me, it's too much of a mechanic special, and I'm not enough of a mechanic to make it work. And so it was just gonna keep sitting there collecting dust. And again, we'll talk about all the money and everything when I get to my house, and I'll tell you guys all about it. I don't want to be fully transparent. You guys know I'm transparent with the boys about my money and what I spent on the cars and stuff like that. So I'll tell you all about it, but pretty much I sold it. He gave me $4,000, but there is some added bonuses. I get to keep a couple of parts and things like that. And on top of that, the way I look at it, if you guys know the Z build, then you know that most of the parts I put on it are honestly just stock parts, because I bought the car and it was heavily modified. I got a lot of older guys on my channel, and so a lot of you guys are going to be able to put your 2 cents in here, and I want you to tell me, like, yeah, you did make a bad decision when you bought that car, because this is what I did. When I bought that car, I was 19 years old, and I finally had enough money to buy a 350Z. I've wanted a 350Z since I was like 13, and so I finally had enough money to buy it. I still love them. That's why I'm getting another one. Like, it's not going to be empty for a while. There's going to be another Z there. But there was like, I wanted it for like 6 years. I finally saved up $5,000. That's exactly how much money I had, $5,000, and I really wanted this Z. And so I looked on Facebook Marketplace and was messaging every single buddy, and all the ones that were good were too expensive, and the ones that were really good and cheap, the good deals, got bought in like 2 hours, and so I never could get on it. And so I saw that one, the one that I just sold, You know, it's all like, oh my God, it's the best deal ever. It's $5,000. It's a manual. It's only got 120,000 miles on it. And that would be a good deal if it wasn't a salvage title, or if it ran. Or if it ran, or if it, you know, was a good car. But it wasn't. It was horrible. Everything about that car was a nightmare. So yeah, I sold the 350Z. It was my first sports car ever. I got it for, here's all the details about the car. I bought the car for $5,000, and I think 2021. I believe it was 2021, but it could have been 2020. I'm not 100% sure. But I bought the car in that year, and it was my first sports car. I saved up all my money from working a minimum wage job to get $5,000 to buy the car. Dropped 5K on it. I was eager. I had the money in my hand, and it was burning a hole in my pocket type of deal. And so I bought like the first Z that I laid my eyes on, and it was a horrible idea. But it was just a really bad car. And I know it sucks to say this, and it's really bad to say this, especially for somebody in my position where I tell you guys like, oh, you should buy these cars for this price range. But I made a bad decision. I overpaid for that car a lot. And I have to be honest with myself. I have to be honest with you guys. That car is not worth $5,000. So I sold the car for $4,000. I took a loss. And if you include all the aftermarket parts I put on the car too, I took an even bigger loss, probably closer to like $2,000, maybe even $3,000 of a loss on that car. But the way I look at it is it opens up the doors. Now, the doors that it does open up, you guys are probably like, well, what's he going to do next? Obviously, he's going to buy another car next, but what's it going to be? Here's my thing. There's a lot of things I want to buy, and they're all pretty big and pretty expensive purchases. It's very stressful, actually. So I want to get a new daily, and I really want to get a BMW. You guys know how much I love BMWs. I love Hondas, I love VQs, and I love BMWs. Those are like my three favorites of everything. Okay, I think they're awesome. I've owned the VQ. I loved it, but it was unreliable. I just got rid of it. Oh my God, I own a Honda right now, the Integra. I love that car. It's fun, it's nippy, but it's just a little bit too old and like really small. And I'm 6'1". I'm kind of skinny, but I'm 6'1". I'm tall. It does feel cramped in there quite a bit. And I've never gotten to experience that BMW stuff, and I really want to. So I'm going to get a BMW. Most likely, you guys know that it was going to be a 335i F30. Well, it's not, because I'm going to get a 340i F30. Partner, I'm getting the B58. Why would I sell it for the N55? I looked it up, and people were right. There was people in my comment sections being like, dude, why not just get a 340i? It's only like a little bit more expensive. It's so much more better of a car. And I was like, nah, these guys are lying. So I looked it up. They're right. Dude, you can buy like, so I'm looking around like 60,000 to 100,000 miles. Like that's the range I'm going to probably get the car in. And for that like mileage, dude, 335i's cost in my area around like 15 to 17,000 for that amount of miles. 340i's, they cost like 18 to 20,000 $20,000 for that kind of miles. I'm going to finance the car, so I'm going to be paying it off over a course of a couple of years anyway. What's an extra $100 a month, or maybe not even that, maybe like $50 a month to have a B58 340i that I'm going to have a whole lot more fun building than the N55. The N55 is a great motor, don't get me wrong, incredible motor, but the B58 is like, that's peak BMW motor right now. Like it's insane. It's like German 2J. I would love to experience that. So I'm going to get the 340i F30. And then the second thing is I'm going to, after I buy, so that's what I'm doing next, is I'm 100% buying the BMW next. And that's going to be my new like daily, you know, modern car, something that's new, has a lot of space, looks nice, feels nice to drive, is comfortable, and I can make power out of it, because a lot of you guys want to see a lot more power builds on my channel. You guys want to see me put like power mods on my cars, and that's going to be the one for it. I'm not going to do just aesthetic. I mean, I'm going to make it look good. If you think I'm not adding like splitters and side skirts and lips on it and stuff like that, you're mistaken. I'm going to, but I'm also going to make it pretty fast, hopefully. It's obviously going to be pretty expensive, and I'm not the richest man alive, so got to bear with me on that build. It's going to take time, but I am going to do that. And then after that, I really want to buy the house next. Before I do that, though, I'm going to actually sell the Integra. The reason why is the Integra I never planned on keeping for a long time. The 350Z I did, so it kind of sucked that I sold it, but the whole different thing. But the Integra I never did. I planned on buying it for $3,000, which is what I did. I bought it for $3,000. Building it up, making it look cool, not making it super fast, just making it look good and being a cool car, and then selling it for hopefully either to break even or for a profit. Well, I'm pretty much done with the build. The only thing I have to put on it now is the side skirts. I want to fix the brakes just because I'm not going to sell it to some guy with horrible brakes. But besides that, that's pretty much it. And the whole point of that build was to show people, because I get so many comments of people being like, yeah, you can buy that car, but it's not going to look like that for $5,000. No, Like, and that's why I wanted to prove to people, like, yeah, it can look pretty cool for pretty cheap, dude. You just got a budget. And so that's what I'm doing with the Integra. It's almost done. So after I'm done with that, I'm going to sell it. I know people are going to be like, well, you got to get like a Honda. You got to experience like what can a B series do? I'm going to one day. It was just not that car. That wasn't the car for it. I didn't buy that car for that reason. And it was my daily. My Z didn't run at all. So if anything ever bad happened, I know they're reliable. They can handle boost really well. But if anything did happen, I would have been screwed. I would have had nothing to drive. And so it's like, I just had to keep it stock. And on top of that, the reason why I'm selling it now is to just buy another 350Z. Yeah, I wasn't going to stay out of a 350Z for a long time. That's quite obvious, I think. I love that car. I am so much fun in 350Zs. I love how they look. They're rear-wheel drive. They're pretty fast. Fun cars. So eventually I'm going to sell the Integra, use the money I get from the Integra to buy the 350Z. So that's my plan. It's a long one, I know, but you guys just got to bear with me here. If I get my butt in gear, my booty in gear, and start working on it like that, I would get it done hopefully by the end of this year. I know it sounds crazy, like, what? He's going to buy a house, buy 2 cars by the end of this year? Oh my God, is this guy rich? No, it's just, I save up, and on top of that, the Integra is going to be sold. So it's, you know, I'm going to get money from that, and I got the 4,000 from the Z. So it's just all going to come together, and hopefully, you know, like I said, I'll have 2 new cars, because that's 350Z. I already had a 350Z. But yeah, 2 different cars for the channel that are going to be nice and fun, unlike that 350Z I had. And a house, you know, and making some money on the side from the real estate thing. And that's kind of my plan. So that's why I sold the Z. I said in videos before probably that I would never sell that car. I did sell it. And the only reason why is to buy another Z eventually. I just needed to make space. I can't have more than 2 cars on my property at once. So I had to get rid of it in order to buy the BMW. I couldn't sell the Integra first, because if I sold the Integra first, I wouldn't have a car to drive until I got the BMW. So I had to sell the Z first. Now I can get a BMW, and then after that, I can sell the Integra and buy another Z, a better Z that's going to run, and I can actually make videos on and enjoy, and you guys can watch and also enjoy, hopefully. So yeah, I'm pretty excited. It's a new chapter of my life almost. It feels weird. If you stayed until the end of this video, that means you're probably an actual fan of the channel. So thank you guys. I really appreciate it. None of this would be possible. I would never be even thinking about buying a BMW 340i at 23 years old if it wasn't for you guys. I would never even be thinking about buying a house at 23 years old if it wasn't for you guys. I would never be thinking about buying 2 sports cars that are fun, cool, and pretty expensive at 23 years old if it wasn't for you guys. So thank you guys so much from the bottom of my heart. You guys literally changed my life, and I love each and every one of you. 89,000 subscribers, almost at 90K, dude. Like, that's just mind-blowing. You guys are unbelievable. Thank you so much. Uploads are coming every other day now. I don't know if some people probably didn't see that video that I explained it in, but yeah, uploads are not every day anymore. They're every other day. I do deep dives, but they take forever. Oh my God, it takes like literally days to make a deep dive. So what I want to do is make more of those, because they get a lot of views and you guys seem to love them, but actually make them high quality and spend my time making them. And you know, quality over quantity is now the Mark Roden channel motive. Before it was quantity over quality. Now it's going to be hopefully quality over quantity. I know this video is not speaking of that, because it's literally just me sitting down talking to a camera for probably 20 minutes straight. But yeah, quality over quantity. So every other day is the videos. And I'm sorry for missing a couple of days there, but I hope you guys understand. Now the search begins for the BMW 340i. Hopefully I can find one pretty decent in pretty quick amounts of times. But I'm not going to jump on it again, because again, I jumped on the 350Z. And we see how that turned out. I don't want that to happen again. So obviously I'm going to take it slow this time. Like, I saw one in New York and I was going to go buy it. It was like really good deal. 40,000 miles for 18 grand. Like, incredible deal. And it was at a Mitsubishi dealership. It was white. It had the M Sport package already on it. I was like, this is great. I was going to go buy it, but I looked up the VIN real quick. And sure enough, it was in a car crash. And they somehow managed to make the title clean, even though it was in a very bad car accident. I was like, no, not buying that. So, you know, I'm taking it slow. I've learned things over my years. And so it might be a little bit until the 340i gets here. But again, hopefully it will be pretty soon. And we'll start making content on that. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it. Let me know what other videos you'd like to see in the comment section down below. I've been talking for a while. I'm going to go think about why I'm so sad about how I sold the Z. And Das Vidania. Have a nice night.